Hello everybody, welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion and Season 5 of our Open Wheeler Championship. My name is Gareth and joining me once again in commentary is Jools. Jools, how are you?
Great to be here. New track for the F3.
Yeah, indeed. We're just watching one reversing back down the track there. And a lovely sideways slant for our reigning champion, Gavin Kelly. Taking a look at the championship standings then. Nick Lee on top of the standings at the moment, ahead of David Lyon. Rob Miller in third. Nathan Parker, Michael Messenger, Gavin Kelly, and then Stephen Greening, our race winner at Virginia, in 7th place. And Lee Harding, Oliver Walker and Wayne Palmer rounding out the top 10. How's the championship looking from your point of view at the moment, Jules?
It's pretty tight at the top there between Lyon and Lee. So yeah, looking good. Miller, obviously, they're in third, not too far off. You can't really discount him, but he's going to be missing a few races, it seems. So maybe he's going to challenge next season. We'll see. Yeah,
and a good battle there between 2nd and 6th, I saw as well, as we see the other Stupid Aguri and Nathan Parker having a big accident as well. Team standings, then the A-Team are on top ahead of Stupid Aguri. Risky Racing Blue now up in 3rd place, ahead of NGP Volvo Safe Driving Academy, who I believe have got a new driver, haven't they, joining Nick in that team? Can't remember.
Yeah, I heard. I can't remember who it is as well, but they'll be obviously a welcome addition as long as they can make it and bring some points home. Cause otherwise, they'll be up there at the top if they had both drivers scoring like Nick is.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and we can really see that these top split drivers are pushing the limits as much as possible with all these crashes in practice. Taking a look at the practice results, and David Lyon on top of a 136.198. Ahead of Michael Messenger, Stephen Greening, Nick Lee, Lee Harding, Wayne Palmer, Gavin Kelly, Don Parker, Shane Abbott, Jordan Johnson, Oliver Walker, Merrin Hugavin and Nathan Parker.
Yeah, only 13 on the grid, but hopefully they'll put on a show for everybody.
I'm sure they will. Takes through the qualifying.
Okay, so you can see the cars coming out onto the track here. Cloudy day at Watkins. You can see breaks in the cloud, but at the moment there's a great big cloud over the circuit, so no sunshine for those guys as they head out onto the track. Although the overlay still reports 26 degrees, so maybe one day that will be fixed for replays, huh?
It would be nice.
As usual, Lyon leading the way. Because he qualified in practice, he gets the pits at the end, the pit stall at the end of the pits. So he leads the way, but it wasn't him leading after the first opening salvo, with Greening and Lee pipping him at the top by quite some margin, actually, for Greening. Excellent first run from him there. But as you can see later in the next lap, Lyon responded just to go just ahead. And Nathan Parker, who didn't show very well in practice, he was last actually. I think he joined quite late, getting up there into 4th place. That's a good effort from Nathan there.
That's Don Parker in 4th flip.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you're right, Don Parker.
Nathan's still on an outlap.
One thing we noticed is the tyres were wearing a lot quicker, and they were also heating up a lot quicker. So the drivers, rather than just filling up and running laps, were actually stopping and doing qualifying runs. So you can see halfway through the session here, several drivers now on an outlap, having just finished their initial run. Interesting strategy from the JPS team. Walker basically just being used as a tow for Johnson, it seemed. And I couldn't see any reciprocation either. So it looked like Walker was doing all the towing.
Well, we know who the team leader is in that team then.
I would guess so, yes. Just looking at Harding crossing the line. Good effort from Harding up into 5th place. But in the end, no one could catch David Lyon. Messenger getting within 2,000ths. Kelly finally getting a lap in there. Unfortunately, he tapped the wall, and that time was disallowed, as you'll see. But we find the grid, and there's Nathan Parker on his last run. Nicola Lee putting it into the wall as well. In fact, pretty much all of the top drivers had an incident at some point in that session. And they picked various places on the track to do it as well. Not just in turn 1, which catches a lot of people out. Sorry, the last turn, which catches a lot of people out. See Jordan Johnson there having a crash after Walker kindly towed him, so that didn't amount to much. And this was an interesting one. I've not seen this kind of crash before at the Watkins.
No, it doesn't normally spit your left like that. So
no, very weird.
Here's the grid then. David Lyon on pole ahead of Michael Messenger. Stephen Greening in third. Nick Lee in fourth. Then Jordan Johnson, Lee Harding, Gavin Kelly, Don Parker, Wayne Palmer. Sorry, Don Parker, Wayne Palmer. That caught me out. And then Shane Abbott in 10th. A new addition to Formula 3 racing in the limited Adhesion. Merrin Hugavin, Nathan Parker and Oliver Walker rounding out the grid. And this is...
Yeah, Shane Abbott's so new. He doesn't even have an icon for his team yet. Just got his driver number there.
Yeah, we'll have to get that sorted out. So this is the classic...
See, the clouds have descended again on the track.
Yeah. Classic boot layout without the bus stop chicane. I know that Mr. Lyon was rooting for its addition. It is a spectacularly fun corner in a fast car. Here we go. Red lights are on then. Racing at Watkins Glen. A small but select band of drivers. Let's see what happens. On board with Lyon on the run down to T1. Wow, side by side by Messenger and Greening as they came out of there. Jockeying for position. Nick Lee still in fourth. Jordan Johnson now in fifth place. Lyon's got a great advantage here, look. 3 wide, 4 wide. Oh, big accident going on. Messenger's round, Johnson's round, and most of the field are being collected. This is an awful accident. Oh my goodness me. Kelly, Walker, Harding, Palmer, Hugavin, Messenger.
Johnson's got a very bent steering there.
Yeah. Wow, 4 wide through the S's.
Replay of that, but I noticed Dave ran really wide on T1, and that's what gave him that gap. And obviously, he was then clear of all of this.
Yeah, but it's obviously, that's how you used to be able to take that corner. It's obviously a 1X now and off the track, but he's taking the advantage. Nick Lee really in the slipstream with Stephen Greening as they come through the boot section then, and up into heel corner. And this is the very tricky T9, the one that really can catch you out.
Did it not give that a name? Did it not deserve one?
It doesn't deserve one. It really should though, because it's arguably one of the most challenging corners on the track, in my opinion.
This final corner always seems easy, but if you just push slightly too hard, you lose a wheel.
Yes, and we saw that in our Formula 2 race here back in the day. So David Lyon, obviously with the fastest lap of the race, he's leading the race from Stephen Greening, Nick Lee in third. And
here comes the damaged JPS team into the pits, behind the stern.
So both of them managed to complete the lap, unlike Kelly, Messenger, Harding, Parker, Palmer and Hugavin, who all had to tow after that huge accident in the S's on the opening lap.
And this has really elevated Nathan Parker, hasn't it?
Well, and Shane Abbott, who's now running P4 from 10th on the grid.
Excellent start for the pair of them.
Yeah.
Just they were far enough back to avoid it all. Here we go, on board with Johnson.
So he's in the back of these 4 cars, tries to make it 4 wide as they come out of the S's.
Just kind of lazily drifted into the Messenger there.
Yeah, that was just never going to happen, was it? Better to wait and get it on the straight. There's a wing line there on the straight in front of him there. Oh yeah, that's too much too soon.
Sure, he didn't intend to do it, but he just it just looked like, yeah, he didn't correct what was looking like he was lazily sliding into him.
Yeah,
I'm sure. He's on board with Lee Harding.
So this is the accident going on ahead of us.
You can hear him lift, but
gets collected from behind. Yeah. God, I just saw someone's face inside that helmet. That was terrifying. Cutting back to live actions, and Nick Lee now in second place ahead of Stephen Greening. So I was so focused on the replays I didn't see the pass taking place, but Nick is now up into second place. So your order line from Lee, Greening, Abbott, Parker, And Walker in 6th place.
Are you going defensive? Because obviously they don't use the chicane there. I guess he just wanted to deny Greening the toe, and Greening couldn't be bothered to seek it out. Kelly was like,
No.
yeah, you want to do that? I'm just going to drive in a straight line, it's quicker.
Yeah, it's a colossally long run from T1 to the outer loop corner when you next get onto the brakes, and even then it's a very small brake shift and down one gear. Just chuck it into that corner.
Is Kelly being lapped? So that'll be 2 laps he's gone down, waiting for repairs.
Wow, in only 3 laps of the race completed, that's a massive kick in the teeth for, well, half the field actually.
Yeah, well, Kelly, Hoogerman and Palmer aren't going to get those laps back, are they? But they're all going to score, so long as they are all going to score, because points go down to 15.
Yes, that's the kind of the silver lining to that small field and the big accident is that they will get some points, but it could have been a big payday for a lot of these drivers.
Lee looking at Kelly for a tow there as Kelly moves over for the faster cars.
Yes, and that's Parker just ahead then, running in 9th place but just behind line, obviously out of sequence with the lapping.
I heard his preparations, he reckoned he could have done this race without stopping. So that was going to be his plan, but I guess that's not going to happen now that he's a lap down.
Yes.
Having repaired.
Well, Dom is the king of the fuel save strategy. Look at this then, Greening and Lee side by side as they come to the outer loop. Greening trying to go round the outside. No. It's a very, very fast circuit with these cars. Probably the slowest corner on the track in 3rd gear.
Yeah, Lee got past pretty quickly. I didn't notice that when we watched the replays, but he's not dropped Greening. Greening straight back on him.
Yeah.
And Greening had an excellent pace in practice and qualifying.
Yeah, and we see. Wow,
Lee's gone very wide there. That's actually still on track, that corner.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it was quite weird to discover that when I was driving the track in practice, that you could just run really wide out there. On board with Nick now.
Really close to that wall.
Yeah.
Actually, drivers also reporting with the changes that the tyres, after a few laps, the car got a bit loose, and you had to really be careful and adjust your driving style just to make sure you didn't drop it after 5 or 6 laps. We're getting to around that point now.
Yeah, let's talk about the tyres then, because obviously the old way of the tyres working was that you had to do sort of 5 laps where you were really worrying about losing the rear and the car was skating around on those super cold tyres. And here comes Kelly attacking Parker for 9th place then while we talk about these tyres. But now, yeah, the new tyre model just seems to heat up within 1 or 2 laps, but as you say, then goes through a step change around lap 5 or 6.
That was the feedback from testing. Yeah, we'll have to see if it's just this track, but that's been the case so far, that they heat up and you can be on your pace pretty much your first flying lap in qualifying. Looks like Johnson and Walker are still playing the toe the leader. But yeah, Kelly made that move on Dom, we saw in the background, and tyres, we'll have to see how it goes at Silverstone, but at Watkins there was definitely a change. They were usable after a lap.
Yeah. But it felt like, I mean, I know that the Club 1500 drivers especially were talking about doing tyre changes, which is just a big change and big difference from what we've seen previously where the tyres just run and ran.
Given the wear rates here and the fact that they're up to temp after a lap, I don't think there would be a disadvantage in changing the tyres here.
No.
Because you can get it done during the fueling. Might be an advantage to someone towards the end of the race, somebody on new tyres compared to somebody on old tyres, but we'll have to see.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've just remembered, I'm pretty sure it's Shane Abbott who is joining the MGP team. memory, and apologies to Shane and the mystery man if I have got it wrong, but I think it is Shane who has joined the NGP Volvo Safe Driving Academy.
Pace there.
He has.
He's only about 4/10 off his new team leader, if that's the case.
Well, you'd have to expect that because he is one of our front runners in TCR. He's a very fast driver over there, and so running now in all series, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's in GT3 as well.
In fact, all the drivers are pretty close. Most of them are in 37s. It's just Walker in the 40s for some reason. Would hazard a guess that maybe Johnson and Walker are going for the no stop as well, since they've already made a stop on lap 1.
Yes. Yeah, like you say,
We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if we can get an on-board with them.
Well, let's talk about Johnson then, because Jordan Johnson joined the LOA in season 3 with a bang. Actually, his Imola adventures were quite spectacular, as I recall, certainly in the feature racing. And did he go on to win the sprint?
He got a win, I think, in his first round.
Yeah, and
so he got the sprint win,
and then picked up a number of feature race victories, and we were expecting him to be a title contender this season, but it really hasn't gone to plan so far.
No, he had multiple spins and then a penalty for speeding in the pits at Nürburgring. And then he just kept losing it at Virginia. He had the pace, but he just couldn't keep the car facing the right way. So again, he's obviously had a bad start to this race. So sixth, but that's not where he'd expect to be. He'd expect to be up there with Lyon, Greening, and Lee. Yeah.
So do you think it's a psychological pressure issue? Do you think it's coming in here and just expecting to be at the front, and then when things haven't gone right in qualifying, he's just overdriving and pushing too fast too soon?
I'm not sure if he's a bit busy at the moment and he's not having the time, and he's joining the sessions quite late. Maybe he's got real world problems at the moment. And he might be a bit busy at the moment.
Right.
Maybe to focus on it, which obviously would be affecting, because you do need to practice. You do need to get the laps in.
You do indeed, and he is doing a lot of other racing as well. You can check out Jordan's Twitch stream, Plasma Raider, over on twitch.tv. Seeing the Wizards of Liston Coast team running line astern there.
Yeah, with Palmer in close attendance.
But Hugevin slipped ahead because Parker was running ahead of Kelly, who obviously overtook him, and now Hugevin ahead of Parker, and Palmer following close behind as well in 12th place.
I guess maybe Parker has decided he still doesn't want to stop again.
Maybe so.
Because he wouldn't have been able to normally put enough fuel in after one lap to get to the end.
Yeah.
You're safe usually if you've done 3 or 4. So yeah, we'll see whether Palmer can get past him.
Yeah. We're looking at the timing tower. Look, here we go then. Palmer attacking Parker. So they come down that long drag to the outer loop. Palmer on the inside, and he's made the move already. Wow, so Palmer trying to work his way up the field after being caught up in that lap 1 accident. So I'm just thinking about the season ahead, obviously, and we've got David Lyon running a good 9 tenths clear of the rest of the field, but we're going to Silverstone next, which is a track that Dave keeps saying that he doesn't really know it because he's still used to the old layout, so and a potential advantage there for some of the other drivers against Lyon.
Quite possibly, but then Dave says things like that and then he wins. I mean, he's currently driving, not feeling very well.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. He's
during practice.
He's definitely under the weather at the moment, but then will he have recovered by Silverstone? We'll have to wait and see.
Indeed, as you say, he says he's not very well practiced at it. He doesn't really know it well. He knows it as the old configuration. He says he's starting in the wrong place now.
Yes. Yeah, but it's been so many years now since Silverstone reconfigured. You'd think at some point you're just going to have to get over it.
It's Dave, isn't it? It's Dave.
It's Dave, yeah. But someone who might be ready to take advantage of it will be Johnson. Jordan Johnson's done a lot of running there in Formula 1. Mercedes W12, especially.
Comes, Palmer. It's getting past the second of the lift and coast cars.
Well, 2 wizards in 2 laps.
Yep. Well, he hasn't done it yet.
No. Want a little blink as well.
Yep, Hoogerman covers the inside. Nowhere for Palmer to go. He's still on it.
It's a great battle. Oh, down the inside into the toe. I always used to struggle with that toe right-hander, but in this car it's really a lot of fun.
It is indeed. Say Hoogerman's also going very wide there.
Yeah, there's a...
Palmer less so.
It's quite interesting. Well, you see the little... oh, look, there's a wizard round. That's
Yeah.
Parker. Oh, dear. Let up the tyres a bit too much. Just gets it round. I was going to say...
The 1X.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you were going to say.
Well, I was going to say that
we've got a replay.
replay of round he goes. This is Dom Parker from 12th place. But we saw that Hoogervin and Palmer's tyres were both twitching as they came through this turn 9 just before Dom himself dropped it. So maybe all of them starting to struggle a little bit with tyre wear at the rear. This is lap 10 of 26.
Yeah, still more than halfway to go. So Parker's in the pits. He's just done a pit stop, so I wonder if he got some damage from that. He did, he only just kissed the tyres.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Oh, Palmer attacking again on Hoogervin.
So he can get a better exit. Yeah, Hoogerman feels he needs to go defensive.
Yes, indeed.
Super close from these two.
Well, we've talked about the Wizards being... Wow, you see there Palmer's car there really sliding on the exit of turn 9 once again.
Yeah, his rear tyres are not going to give him any more grip than they got there.
No.
If he asks for any more, he's going to go round. Top 3 are lapping incredibly consistently close to each other.
They are indeed, yeah. 9 just sort of eking that gap slightly over a second, but then dropping down again. So you'd have to say it's pretty stable at 9/10.
Great run here. Palmer's got to fancy his chances this time.
To the outside line. Oh gosh, that was close. Front wheel to front wheel, nearly kissed. Superb defence.
Hanging it around the outside. Palmer's got the inside now though, that's what he wanted.
Oh no, there was contact. It just didn't come out the corner. We thought it would be coming out side by side. What a shame. That was superb racing between the pair of them. And that could be all over for them because they've both had the toe already.
Oh, here's a replay.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh,
They didn't even make contact.
actually wasn't any contact.
No, Palmer dropped it.
No.
And then
Palmer
Hoogervin
dropped it and Hoogervin was too committed to the outside and he just went too deep, didn't he? Brushed the wall.
Yeah. What a shame.
Still, the same result. So it's a shame that battle was over. But yeah, it looked like they both just had accidents on their own.
Yeah, I was really enjoying that. What a shame.
Looks like Greening and Lay have heard that and they've decided to start fighting.
Well, Lee went defensive down the main straight there.
He did indeed. Greening was in 3/10. He felt he had to, which probably he did. Just let line a little bit, get a little bit away at the front.
Yeah. We can see Shane Abbott still putting in a storming drive in P4. There he is just in the background of the picture.
And Kelly hanging on to the back of these two. albeit 2 laps down. He must be very annoyed.
Yes.
You can see his lap time is a couple of tenths slower than theirs, but maybe if he was on the lead lap, he'd push a bit harder.
Yeah, Messenger with the fastest lap, look.
Yeah, cracking pace for
37.0.
Messenger.
Wow.
I guess he's decided he's got nothing to lose. He was, he was certainly showing some good pace in qualifying.
He was, yeah. Yeah, big shame about that lap 1 incident, taking out over half the field. It has kind of robbed us of what could have been a stupendous fight, really. We wait to see.
Yeah, I mean, we've at least got these cars close to each other. Obviously, Jordan, Johnson and Walker are close together, but they're just playing the fuel-saving game by the looks of it when we checked in with them last.
Yeah, and I wonder if Don Parker has had a further incident. He's now showing us 3 pit stops and in the pit lane. So I guess he's given up on it.
That or he gave up.
Yeah.
Figure he's not going to get better than 13th, so there's no point carrying on.
So that's both Wizards cars out of the race, as well as Wayne Palmer then, unfortunately. And yeah, it's funny because obviously the Wizards are possibly the biggest stable in terms of, you see the liveries on every race. Or they have a livery available for every single race when they kind of make it. A bit like Red Bull, but less hated, I assume.
I think most of the drivers are going to be in the Wizards stable by the end of this.
Yeah, totally.
So many teams.
They're like the Borg.
See Harding ahead of Line there, just desperately trying not to get lapped.
Yeah, Greening using all of the curb, and just amazing how far he's pushing it to try and get past Lee back into second place.
He's certainly hustling. Yeah, look at that. Johnson and Walker in the 38s. That is not race pace that we should be expecting. They should be in the low 37s.
Yes. That's more...
I don't know actually how much time you save in a pit stop here.
It's a long pit lane, but I don't think you'd lose that much time.
Well, let's see. They're in 6th and 7th. Let's see after the pit stops if they don't stop where they end up. If it's 6th and 7th, then it wasn't really for anything.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody behind them also had to stop for the crash, didn't they?
Yes.
Kelly, Harding, Messenger all stopped as well, so...
And presumably are pushing.
Yeah, given their lap times, Kelly, Harding and Messenger are all in the low 37s. Messenger even with the purple.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, here we go again. Late defending.
Really early defence, here we go. Greening to the outside as they come to the outer loop once again. We've just gone past halfway in this race.
Gives him the inside. Nicely done.
And there you go, Palmer and Hugavin, that's how you do it.
Lee not giving up at all, he's hanging it round the outside.
Yeah, Greening's car
And
was...
actually, it's back ahead.
Greening's tyres were sliding as they came through toe corner there. You could see the back end of the car was loose. I think it was just at that point where it gives you extra rotation, but yeah, I wonder if that's the first sign that his tyres are starting to scream enough.
Well, the sun's out now, so I imagine it's also quite hot.
Yeah. And all this fighting has given Line another 9/10 of a second, so his gap is now 1.8.
Wow. So close.
Great camera shot there. Greening to the inside again as he come down the main straight, heading to T1. Wow, I thought Nick looked like he was thinking about going round the outside. Thought better of it. Nathan Parker, shout out, look, 137.7. He's running faster than Nick Shane Abbott ahead. So that could be a developing storyline later in the race, whether he can get through to 4th place. Lee to the outside, Green to the inside as they come down to the outer loop. Once again, this battle is running and running. Fantastic stuff. Greeny's holding on.
Yeah, no compromise on the exit there.
No, just
they had to back out.
walked him over to the exit of the track, didn't he?
I don't think this one's over.
Oh, look at that again. Oh no! Lee's off the track. Wow, was he caught out by Greening's car going very sideways there?
It looked like, yeah, Greening got sideways and Lee possibly thought he was going round.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I said it looked like Greening's tyres were giving up the lap before in that corner, and there we go. They really were.
Well, he has a bit of a gap now. Maybe he can calm the pace down and get them to cool.
Well, it looks like they're both, just taking a couple of corners just to reassess what's under them before they re-engage, because you can see they're both being a little tentative now. We're going to go over replay. See Greening's car squirming around, and then as he got some power, it says no. Nick gets on the grass, just keeps it out of the wall.
Out of the barrier.
Squeaky bum time for him.
Yeah, it was a sympathy one, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
There. And Kelly's just sat there watching, just thinking he could be in that battle.
Yeah, he must be furious. Abbott's responding to Parker's pace behind him as well. There was just a couple of tenths between them that lap.
Yeah, Abbott has quite a nice cushion over Parker. As long as he can keep it on the road, he should be okay.
Well, but the lap before, Parker was significantly quicker, so it did look like there might be an opportunity. But we'll have to wait and see. It was much closer that time. I think Parker would need to be closing in by at least half a second a lap or more to make a battle of it.
Closest cars on the track are the JPS team now, so let's see if Lee can close back up on Greening.
Yeah, and still doing...
I don't think there's any other chances of a battle at the moment.
Still running 38s. So...
Yeah, I can't imagine they're stopping.
No, and here they are. So with 10 laps to go then, our order is David Lyne from Stephen Greening, Nick Lee in third, and Shane Abbott running a storming debut F3 drive in fourth. Nathan Parker's in fifth. Jordan Johnson and Oliver Walker on screen at the moment, running in 6th and 7th, from Lee Harding in 8th. Gavin Kelly is in 9th. Then we've got Michael Messenger, who still has the fastest lap of the race. Don Parker's back out on track, but 5 laps down, and Wayne Palmer and Merrin Hugavin have both retired from this race after an incident in that corner you're seeing on screen right now.
Perhaps Dom saw that they'd gone out and thought, okay, if I go out and do a lap, I'll get ahead of them and that'll be good points.
Yeah, smart thinking. Oh, look, another fast lap for Michael Messenger. A
36.9.
Smoking pace.
He's the only driver into the 36.9s. 36.9. There he is. Very lonely drive here.
Well, what was he? Was he third, fourth in the group at the time of the accident? He was,
I think, third. Yeah.
Yeah, right in the sharp end. Oh, what could have been, eh? And there is Mr. Parker in the background, back out on track, like you said.
Yeah, keeping him company. If it wasn't for him there, then Messenger is very much on his own.
Slight improvement of pace from Johnson and Walker. Still their personal best, though, so...
See if he's still lifting and coasting. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a huge one. He's such a big fan of that.
How I try and do it, I just crash.
Yeah.
It's so counter. You lose all your engine braking, it's just weird.
It's not how I like to drive, I must admit.
So Lyne has finally put a lap on Harding, who was just ahead of him for most of the last last 17, 18 laps after the crash.
Yes. And we wait to see when they are going to pit. It's quite... You don't need to pit until very late. It's going to be a splash and dash job, I assume.
Yeah.
Yet another fastest lap.
Messenger lowers the bar again.
He is storming round. And a 39.0 for Mr. Lift and Coast.
Yeah, Harding was well placed to do well as well, I imagine. He's not happy looking at this line here, and he's thinking, I could be racing you.
Yes. But topping the tables in GT3 at the moment, I believe. Is he, or is it his teammate?
There's 3 people, I think, right at the top, aren't there? There's the 2 Sleepy Time Racings, Rick Barrow and Lee Harding, and then there's someone else up there with them. I think it's one of the Riskies.
I imagine so. I know Sleepy Time are on top in the team standings at least.
Yes.
I've got a feeling they're either 1 and 2 or very close to the top. Maybe it's Rick who's on top at the moment.
Taking a lot of willpower for him not to make a move here, I think.
Yeah.
It's just welded to his slipstream.
He's really running quick, isn't he? I don't think Dave will be liking this.
Well, he's got only a 4-second gap now, so I mean he could, in theory, just let him go and just follow him, because Harding isn't slow. He's got the pace here.
Yeah.
If he wanted to feel more comfortable, but seems that he's not choosing to do that at the moment. It's such a fun track to drive these cars around.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's absolutely magnificent. And what's your view of the new model then? Because obviously this isn't actually the first LOA race since the rescan and redevelopment of the track. It's the second after the silly season race. But
yeah, I like it. I just agree that we should have done the one with the chicane, but the official series decided that they were doing the Boot Classic, so that's what we've got. But yeah, I like it. I don't mind how they've done the track limits. I think you shouldn't just go so wide at turn 1. I like that they've changed that. But then they give you a lot of leeway out that turn 9. No, sorry, the heel.
Yeah, it's it's very strange, isn't it? That everywhere else is just like and it's the four.
At that point, they're just like, you just drive off there. That's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
As we see the first of the leaders into the pits.
Here we go then. Nick Lee in from 3rd place.
See if he changes tyres or not.
Lap 20 of 26. Yeah, if the car goes up, we know he's having tyres. And stops in the box. No tyres.
Looks like no tyres for Nick. The tyres should make it. It's just a case of whether or not there will be an advantage if you change.
It takes a risk out of it, doesn't it? I think that's the best way to put it.
Well, Parker's going for tyres.
See someone. It sounded like someone else was in the pit lane there. Oh, there they are. It's Don Parker once again.
Don Parker is out again.
He's going for the most stops possible record.
Hey, and he's dropped back behind. Is he towed? He must have crashed because he's dropped back behind Hoogervin and Palmer.
Yeah. Oh no, they're back out on track. Look, there they are.
Oh, there they are. Speak of the devil, devils even.
Devils, yeah. They've obviously saw what was going on.
They must have had, like you said, they had their fast repair already. So they must have had a lengthy wait for the mechanics to bend everything back into shape.
Wow, yeah, that must have been so frustrating.
It's nice that they must have had similar amount of repair time though, because they've come out together again to resume their battle.
Let's get some more of that going on. There was a cloud of dust in the air there. I wonder if someone's just run wide.
Your personal best for Harding, 37.1. So as I reinforcing what I was saying about if Dave wanted to, he could just sit behind Harding if he felt nervous about him being behind him.
Yeah. I wonder if that would be a tactic actually. He's got a good.
Yeah, you might be able to stretch your fuel consumption a little longer. Slightly less fuel to put in at the end.
Yeah, he's got a 3.7 second buffer to Greening in 2nd place.
So Messenger's pitting, so he wasn't fuel safe. But then we knew that already, seeing as he's purple.
Yeah. And Lee's rejoined in 4th place. But obviously Abbott ahead hasn't pitted yet. Line and Greening obviously not either. And Line on the main straight now, so Oh, sorry, not on the main straight. He's in the boot section. I beg your pardon. Keep an eye on him.
Palmer's made it round Hoogan in there.
Yeah, nicely done. Hope you get a replay of that. I was too busy staring at the track map. Lap 21 of 26 then. But only for a few of the field, it must be said, due to the crash. A lot of these drivers a few laps down. So Lyon has stayed out for one more lap then, a 37.2 for him. New fastest lap for Greening, look. So 36.7.
Cracking pace.
Yeah. Now I'd be interested to see if Messenger's going to respond. Which one of these risky boys is going to take that 1 point for fastest lap?
Yeah, I mean, you were saying about Greening's tyres. I guess the fuel's worn off to help that pace. And his tyres must have recovered a bit because he's not really under threat from Lee either.
No. But
Lee, who did pitted and gave his tyres a chance to cool down, has, as you say, just gone even faster. 36.7.
Yeah, and Hoogan in the pits again.
Again, weird. Unless he had a... No, it looks like he's going to stop. Surely they fueled him up to the end.
Wow, that's...
It can't be... Unless it's a drive-through.
That's a good point. Well, no, because he's in the slow lane, look.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to stop, doesn't he? Maybe he forgot. Or maybe he's just had enough. I don't know. I can't tell you what's going on in his head.
He's going to change tyres anyway. Wow.
Maybe he's going to go for the point for fastest lap.
Yeah, well, that'll be exciting to see.
But you got to say, he's fueling at this point, isn't he? Or he's trying to fix more damage? I don't know.
Maybe he's out of the race, yeah. The metaphorical
Someone
wheels...
should tell him he's still sitting in there.
Yeah.
Finally, the leader is coming in. So Greening takes over at the front.
Who's that coming in behind?
Kelly. There's Hoogan still sat there. And he's finally moving.
Well, must have had an optional repair to pick up as well then.
It's a shame because he was obviously battling with Palmer there. I thought that was going to continue.
Yeah, I was really hoping. Nice feature with the wheels coming off and then back on again.
Yeah, I wish you could see it for the whole grid.
Yeah, me too. But the metaphorical wheels have really come off the Wizards race this time out, unfortunately.
Yeah, Plum last and Plum second from last.
Yeah. Here's Shane Abbott then, rejoining in 4th place.
Excellent debut.
Yeah, but look at the gap then. Nathan Parker has closed him in a bit now. Gap down to 4 seconds. And we'll have to wait and see whether Shane has taken tyres or whether Parker's... Because Parker did take tyres actually, so this could be exciting. Whoa, Lee!
He's pushing.
Just kept it out of the barriers there. That was close. So Greening has stayed out for another lap and is now in the lead. Here he is. Coming through turn 10. And he's pitting. Yeah, turn 10 you've got to be very careful to not take advantage of that huge, what I like to call the shelf. There's a big shelf beyond that curb. But it's an off track there. And it's the new 4-wheel off detection that's in place at Watkins Glen after the development of the track. Still, keep an eye then.
Stuff.
David Lyon, he's onto the main straight.
Yeah, with Lee as well.
Yeah.
No tyres for Greening.
No. And Lyon has just gone through T1. There he is, back into the lead of this race. So the order has resumed following the stops then. Lyon, Greening, Lee. The Greening has closed in a bit though, so
Yeah, about half the gap now that there was.
staying out one lap longer has helped him. I don't remember seeing whether Dave took tyres or not though.
I don't think it showed us now.
No. You'd have to assume he didn't, though. I think from him saying in practice, I think he was quite happy that he could stay out on one set. But this is fascinating. I love this addition to the race, that some drivers are taking tyres, some aren't. This is brilliant. More of this.
Yeah, hopefully it continues. Yeah, Silverstone next. Actually quite high wear rate.
Yes.
Trying to say that.
Well, we could bring in a high wire if you want as well. If you get across the high wire, you get onto the grid better. Oh, look at this then. The two JPS Jaguar drivers. Really nose to tail now. Andrew Johnson wants to get ahead now, pick up those extra points.
Yeah, I noticed while Lime was pitting that they swapped. I wonder if it's Walker's turn to...
Yeah, I'd like to see what their last lap times were like. 37.6 for Dave. He's fully back up to temp. Obviously, very wide though, and I think he got an off-track lap as well. So
yeah, and Harding's come out ahead of Lyon and Greening.
Yeah.
Jordan Johnson and Oliver Walker, they're swapping constantly.
Just having a little race together. Look, and Lee letting Dave back through.
There's just 2 laps to go. Messenger once again takes back the fastest lap crown and the point that goes with it.
Oh, I'd love to hear what's going on in their Discord right now. Stephen Greening now 1.3 seconds behind David Lyon. This is the battle for the win of the race, and with just a lap and a half to go, you'd have to say that Greening is in the driving seat here. Lyon's look...
Yeah, he's found some pace after the stops, hasn't he? He really wasn't staying with Dave until the stops, and now he's just slashing that lead.
Yeah, and we know that Dave's feeling unwell, but this is he's looked a little ragged for the last couple of laps. Through turn 10 he comes, and into the final corner to start what should be the final lap of the race. 1.1 now is the gap. Yeah, final lap of the race then, lap 26. A new fastest lap for Stephen Greening in second place.
1:36.5.
He is flying.
Can Messenger come back at him?
I mean, he's going to need Dave to make a mistake here, obviously. There's no way he can go 1.1 quicker than Dave, but he's pushing. And a new fastest personal best for Abbott in fourth. Look at that, 37.4, and Parker only a 38.0. So maybe the fresh tyre gamble for Parker hasn't paid off.
Looks to be that the way the case at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Messenger responds, but it's not enough. 36.639.
Astonishing pace though from these two. The gap is 0.7 of a second, so Lyon is feeling the pressure as they come through toe for the final time. Heading to heel. There's only 3 or 4 corners left in this race. 0.7 is the gap.
Dave's got to be glad about that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That it's not another lap.
Through turn 8. 0.6 now. It's coming down all the time here. We've only got 2 corners to go now. Half a second between these two. That's Lyon ahead of us as we come through turn 10. 1 corner to go. 4 tenths. Oh, he's pushing hard. He's in the wall. He's ripped a wheel off. This is incredible. David Lyon wins at Watkins Glen. Stephen Greening agony as he loses second place to Nick Lee, and he's had to tow. He's out of the race.
Well, you can't say he didn't give it all, can you?
No, that was
he
incredible.
Left nothing on the table there.
No. Shane Abbott, though, is he going to get a podium?
That was weird.
Hear from Nick there. He is. Shane Abbott on the podium on his first F3 race in the LOA. Congratulations to you, Shane.
Well done, well done, Nick.
Massively
Well done,
unfortunate.
Shane, on your first F3 race.
Yeah, what the hell is that about? One lucky crash at the start, I think.
To be honest, Yeah, I thought you called it, but no, well done.
No. Lucky.
Oh,
So that's greening now down to 7th.
yeah, I think Nathan and that are missing the important crash there, which is Greening just hitting the wall and ripping a wheel off on that final corner. So unfortunate for him after a storming drive in the last couple of laps. So David Lyme wins the race from Nick Lee in second, Shane Upwards in third. We had Nathan Parker in fourth, Jordan Johnson in fifth, Oliver Walker was in sixth, Stephen Greening in seventh, Lee Harding in eighth, Gavin Kelly in ninth, Michael Messenger in 10th, and then we have Merrin Hugavin and Wayne Palmer and Dom Parker rounding out the finishing order. See some more replays of that big crash at lap 1. David Lyme back on top of the standings then, ahead of Nick Lee. Not many, 4 points between them, that's close. Nathan Parker up to third place then, look at that. Stephen Greening in fourth, then Lee Harding in fifth, Michael Messenger's in sixth, Gavin Kelly in seventh, Oliver Walker is in eighth, and Rob Miller now down in ninth place after missing this race. The A-Team are on top of the team standings ahead of Stupid Aguri, and then we have Risky Racing Blue in third and the NGP Volvo Safe Driving Academy in fourth, JPS Jaguar in fifth.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness me. So many knackered cars after that big crash on lap 1. Parker's having a standout season though, isn't he, Nathan Parker, after his great result of Virginia and now fourth place here today.
Absolutely, it's storming it, bringing in the points for Stupid Aguri.
Yeah. I feel like he's really starting to find his feet with it. He had a bit of an up and down season last time, so interesting to see what happens later on in the season. Let's say we're going to Silverstone next.
Yeah, and as you say, a lot of drivers know that track and are good around it, so hopefully it's going to be a good close battle again, and hopefully we'll see a few more drivers on the grid.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people like Josh Namath who couldn't make this round will be back, and more of the others as well. Miller, hopefully, he's not in F1 duties.
Greening was really unlucky here that he knackered the rear wheel as well, I guess, because he just didn't have any drive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he could have just straight lined it, riding along the barrier to the line. But
and there's the flag. You can see it waving just ahead of him.
So tantalisingly close.
Oh, agonising.
It's a shame you can't model the get out and push.
Yeah, and as a reminder, you can find us at limitofadhesion.com, facebook.com/limitofadhesion. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and come say hi on Discord. Cheers, Jools.
Bye.